farmers couldn't sell anything. I mean, when I was young, 20 milk cows was quite a big farm. It kept quite a big family. But now they've got 200, they've got to make the same profit. The war changed all. The war started when the horse was the king of the land. It had to do everything, you see, the horse did. And of course they went to war. A lot of horses went to war, you see. Or during the war, farmers had to produce a lot more, so we didn't have to import food from abroad, you see. Convoys that were bringing food from America and were targeted all the time by the Germans, you see. And so they had to produce more at home. So everything got more mechanised, you see. Every year there was something new mechanisation all the time.
A part-time farmer, making hay and things like that. At home, at Tazewell. I work for my relations, my grandfather and my father-in-law as well. Mickey, well, it was grass first, and then you had to ted it, and then turn it, and then it was hay, like, after 3 days. Haycocks, well, it's a small haystack, really, about 2 or 3 forkful was on the cart. It was eaten in the winter, by cows and horses or anything like that. Horses didn't have to have dusty hay, because it got on the chest, you see. You couldn't pull then. So cows, it didn't matter.
Take them down to the river, Blackburn, and wash them in the river. Bring them back up and shear them. We had swale ales and massums. Let them swim right across. Collect them on the other side. Yes, it was very, very tiring, very hard work. We got them up into the pen. It was non-stop. Get them off as quick as you could. Start at the neck and pad it onto the back end, and all had to be in one piece. Yeah, then rolling it up and turning it. I've always been interested in sheep. I like working with them. So it was a full week's job when we got on to shearing. I was doing that all week. I used to really enjoy it.
Anything without water. You can manage without electricity or any of those things, but you can't manage without water. Well, most of the villages on the limestone area were like that. The water soaked through into a lake underneath the ground. They had to have pumps to get the water out. Whereas on the Gritstone sandstone area, you could very often see water coming down the fields and into a trough right by the house door. But we had to really struggle for water, especially in the dry period. It was all right in winter time when there was plenty of rain, but in summertime when it was very short, the water went quite stagnant. You couldn't use it for a lot of things. Perhaps use it to wash yourself and things like that. In our village, you see, there were 3 public pumps from all the householders. You see, had to go with a bucket and pump their own water. Some of the houses, like the better houses, like the vicarage, they had a pump and a tank in the loft, and he'd probably have a proper water supply. A boiler could have even had hot water on the sink, you see, but he was about the only one in the whole village. We had to go every morning and break the ice, and the ice on this pond was 18 inches thick in 1947, and that went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. The dairy cows were allowed to go out twice a day because they had to produce the milk, you see. In 1947, when the snow was blowing, we used to have to force them to go down to the water. Clouds of snow were blowing, you see. The wind was terrible. Arctic blizzard all the time for several weeks. And it froze everything. We could touch the top of the telegraph poles. All the telephone was on poles in those days. And all the wires had frost on them. You seen it pulled all the wires down. The roads were blocked for weeks and weeks. My wife lived on a hill sheep farm. They were blocked for 3 months. A lot of sheep got buried and died. It was a rough winter, that was. But during the war, most of it was cleared by hand. There were Italian prisoners from prison camps. They used to send them out in gangs to clear the snow. They had to walk quite a lot of the distance. A lot of them would just dig a hole and sit in the hole all day. They couldn't get rid of the snow, you see. There's no point in digging like mad because it was just blowing it back in again, you see. Local people would provide him with a drink and some hot food. The German prisoners, they used to work very hard, they did. And that's how we got through the snow.